You're walking in the park, probably after lockdown, and as you walk, you see that the park benches have been painted. They've got a notice on them: do not touch wet paint. Now, you're one of these people who, when you see that sign, you think, I'll just go and have a look. And so you go over and have a look, and you think, well, I'll just see if it's still wet. I'll not do any harm. And so you reach out and you put your hand on the bench, and of course the paint is still wet. And so what happens is you leave your fingerprints on the bench for posterity, or at least until the next time it's painted. But also you come away with paint on your fingers, and how long will that take to get rid of? And maybe there's a sense of, well, you get what you deserve by ignoring the rules. The rules, keeping the rules, there's a big debate at the moment, the rules of lockdown. There's a little bit of confusion, to say the least, as to what these rules are for now. But nonetheless, whatever the rules are, the obligation is on us to keep the rules, to stay safe, to stay indoors as much as possible, to social distance from people, to wash our hands, all these things that are there to keep us safe. And we've been generally pretty good at keeping these rules, although there are some people around who will just flout them and say, well, it doesn't apply to me, or I can do what I like and it won't matter. Are the rules about being a Christian? Is about being a Christian keeping the rules? Actually, no, I don't think so. Not in that sense of keeping a detailed list of rules and regulations. Jesus tells us that there are two big principles that we should live our lives by: to love God and to love other people. And these are not rules in that sense, but they're big principles, and they're the ways in which we are to live our lives, the kind of people that we're to be, to love God and to love others. And these are a big challenge for us, but these are the ways by which we are called by Jesus to live our lives. And he says that if we love him, then we'll live by these two big principles. And we'll show our love for him by being the kind of people that he wants us to be. And it's that kind of coming together of these big principles that helps us shape our lives and helps us be the kind of people that we should be. What is good for us to be? How is it that we are good people? How is it that we are the kind of people, most importantly, that Jesus wants us to be, if that's what we are called to be as Christians? And it's these two big principles that we are called by Jesus to live by. Now, there's a word that's not a very popular word just now, and that's the word obedience. We don't like to obey. We don't like to obey the rules, even if it's just to touch a wet bench that's just been painted. There's something about us that wants to kick off these rules and say, nah, I can be the kind of person that I want to be rather than what somebody else is telling me to do. And so obedience is not a very popular word just now, but it's a word that Jesus uses, and he says, if you love me, you will obey my commands. And as we say, these two big commands are to love God and to love other people. And as part of our love for Jesus, our loyalty, our devotion to him, there's this sense of being the kind of people that he wants us to be, and even doing the things that he tells us to do. Love God, love other people. These are the big principles by which we are called to live our lives. These are the ways that we are inspired to live by the love that Jesus has for us. These are the ways by which we show our love for him.